because as you know, I said as early as 1973, you have to win by at least 4% before the Democrats will steal it. Well, that my view, that has not changed. I think Philadelphia, it's harder to steal. I don't think it will happen. I think Trump will win by too big a margin. But if we were down to the last 500 votes, I'd be really worried.
Hey guys, so I wanted to bring you this video as quickly as possible. That's why I'm not on camera. I wasn't set up to do it. But this is so important. This just came out about 2 hours ago. And it says, breaking: Lancaster, Pennsylvania officials have busted a large-scale fraudulent voter registration scheme that includes thousands of applications with the same handwriting, fake signatures, and false addresses, etc. They discovered the same scheme in other Pennsylvania counties. Let me click this so you guys can get more of this. District Attorney Heather Adams revealed the applications came from canvassers who were paid to obtain voter registrations, adding that the majority of the applications were from residents in the city of Lancaster. The canvasses themselves took place at various shopping centers, parking lots of grocery stores and businesses, sidewalks, and parks. We are aware of at least 2 other counties that have received similar applications that are currently being investigated. If you listen closely, the DA said the clerk received the applications at or near the deadline to register to vote. That means the bad actors waited to the last minute so no one would notice. They would have used the fraudulent applications to commit mail-in ballot fraud without getting caught. We better check the entire state of Pennsylvania, and we better see arrests now. So there is a video. I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you guys, and then I'll come right back with some more details.
Good morning, everyone. District Attorney Heather Adams. On Tuesday afternoon, I was contacted by Krista Miller, who is our Chief Clerk of Elections, regarding potentially fraudulent voter registration applications that had recently been received by her office. At that time, she informed me that the Elections Office received approximately 2,500 applications at or near the deadline for registering to vote. While preparing to process these applications, staff noticed that numerous applications appeared to have the same handwriting, were filled out on the same day with unknown signatures, and some were previously registered voters, excuse me, and the signatures on file did not match the signatures on the application. So before I begin to summarize our preliminary findings, I must remind everyone that this is an ongoing investigation, and for that reason, I will be limited in the details that I can provide. Lancaster County detectives began investigating the voter registration applications and immediately found applications that were indeed fraudulent. Indicators of fraud included inaccuracies with the addresses listed on the applications, false personal identification information, as well as false names. A number of the applications also contained names that did not match the provided Social Security information. In some cases, applications contained correct personal identification information, such as the correct address, correct phone number, date of birth, driver's license number, and Social Security number. But the individuals listed on the applications informed detectives that they did not request the form, they did not complete the form, and verified that the signature on the form was not theirs. At this point, it is believed that the fraudulent voter registrations are connected to a large-scale canvassing operations for voter registrations that date back to June. However, the majority of the applications received are dated August 15th and after. Those canvassing for voter registrations were employed and paid to obtain voter registration applications. The majority of the applications were from residents in the city of Lancaster. However, applications were also received from residents in Columbia, Elizabethtown, Mountjoy, Akron, Ephrata, Stevens, Strasburg, as well as other locations across Lancaster County. The canvasses themselves took place at various shopping centers, parking lots of grocery stores and businesses, sidewalks, and parks. During this preliminary investigations, detectives were able to verify some of the applications were indeed legitimate. In these instances, the applicant verified that they did provide information to a canvasser. For these applications, we will immediately advise voter registration and that we confirm that they are legitimate requests, and voter registration will process that application. Thus far, of the investigations that we have completed, we have determined that 60% have been fraudulent. That is of the investigations that we've completed. We do have more to do today, and my understanding is that voter registration is still going through the box of 2,500, but should be completed sometime here today. As I said, the investigation is ongoing. We are aware of at least 2 other counties that received similar applications that are currently being investigated. At this point, we have confirmed violation of our crimes code as well as our elections code. We have all available detectives working on this. We are all hands on deck so that we can properly assess the validity of these applications in a timely manner. If needed, we will request additional assistance from our local police departments.
This isn't a hoax. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is actually going on. This is where, you know, the actual district attorney, this is the letter to put out about the entire ordeal, 2,500 people. And this is just getting caught. You have to think about how many other places this is going on. I told you guys, I brought you the story, but we're in several states right now, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Georgia, and I can't remember the last state, I think Texas, that there have been reports of ballots being switched. People go to vote for one candidate and then their ballot is getting switched as soon as they put it in. In fact, let me play that video for you right now.
Happening in Raleigh, where her mother and her aunt voted, and when they would press the button, it would switch also.
And the other big story tonight, some lawmakers are saying they have received calls from voters across Shelby County complaining of voting issues. The county's election commission says this may be user error, saying it's not the machines. However, some people say that's not the case. WRG's Brian Didlake is back with more on that story.
Received several calls from constituents who are concerned that their votes are being miscast.
Democratic lawmakers, along with an election commissioner, sounding the alarm. Some voters claiming when they go to select a candidate, the voting machine switches the answer. The group collectively saying people voting at more than half of the Shelby County's precincts are reporting the same issue. One precinct is in Arlington.
It's not like it just completely went to a different party. And that's what's scary to me.
Deanna Rigler says this was the case when she voted with her husband. The poll worker say anything?
She said, don't click on, the box where you usually put an arrow, if you were writing a ballot. And she said, click on the name. It didn't make any difference.
Clicking the name instead of the box, the same advice WREG received after sharing concerns with the county's election administrator, Linda Phillips.
If you aim for the box, you often miss it, and it's touching the one above it. So touch inside anywhere on the candidate's name.
They are standalone equipment. There's no signals that are being transmitted between machines. We have some of the best equipment in the country.
Vanicia Kimbrough is an election commissioner who says many machines are new and have been calibrated and tested before going to polling locations. But right now, she's not ruling out these concerns. The commissioner suggests people request a stylist, and if the problem continues,
we just really want them to call in, give us your name, don't leave your machine. We want to document what that machine number is.
Lawmakers say they will be watching to see how this is resolved.
Caution, Ms. Phillips, that we do have, and you know this from past elections, we do have a straight line to the United States Department of Justice.
President James Carpenter, I just voted in the White Settlement election. I voted for one president, checked it on the video screen. When I got the paper ballot, it had the other candidate's name on it. Check your paper ballots, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Lucas Clark, and I voted here at White Settlement Library in Fort Worth. I was in line for about 45 minutes, and there were 2 people that came out and said that their ballots were changed. So everybody double check your printed out ballots. They go in there and they vote, and once they print out their ballot, it's different. So.
Thank you very much, sir.
James Carpenter, I just voted in the White Settlement election.
So now I want to play a video from two-way Mark Halperin's channel. He has on there Sean Spicer and a guy named Dan. It's very balanced. It's nonpartisan when you have Dems and you have Republicans coming together to talk about kind of the inside baseball of what's going on with the election. They're very well informed, and it's a Zoom call, and you'll have like former prime ministers of Israel that will call into the show or be in the Zoom call. Well, this morning Newt Gingrich came on. Now take a look at what Newt Gingrich had to say. He sparred a bit with Mark Halperin, who is very trepidatious about there being some type of unrest in the country on either side. But listen to what he said about the Democrats right now.
If you were Mar-a-Lago, what would the three biggest worries you'd have about the race right now be?
Whether or not it'll be stolen, first of all. Because as you know, I said as early as 1973, you have to win by at least 4% before the Democrats will steal it. Well, that my view, that has not changed. I think Philadelphia, it's harder to steal because you now have young black males who are for Trump. And I think that changes. But that'd be my first real concern. My second concern would be whether or not I can get the vast number of low propensity voters who used to be Democrats and are now Republicans, at least in terms of generational patterns. Can I really get them to vote on election? Can I match election day having already overmatched the pre-election day vote? Would be a major concern. And the third would be, as you've pointed out correctly over and over again, when you have the entire media establishment bitterly opposed to you. And if after Sunday it sinks in that Madison Square Garden was a huge success and that he's rolling to victory, what are they going to do? I mean, if you're Trump, you have to think they will do literally anything to stop him. And they're smart people and they have huge resources. So I would worry about the late October, early November surprise.
That's the only point
I don't want to relitigate 2020, but I would tell you that anybody who is not worried about people without any ID, people who may well not be American citizens, the whole range of things going on, the Justice Department filing suits to block states from cleaning up their rolls, you may not think any of that's suspicious. As a Republican, having dealt with the Democratic Party my entire career, and by the way, Indiana was stolen. It wasn't supposedly stolen. It was stolen, and Leon Panetta did it. I was there. It was the first great breakthrough in the Republicans deciding I had to be their leader because they were so enraged by the way it was done. So I'm just saying, if I don't think it will happen. I think Trump will win by too big a margin. But if we were down to the last 500 votes, I'd be really worried.
So yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys that information so you're aware of what's going on. I think every county needs to be checked because we don't know what kind of shenanigans are going on. And of course, this can't be the only place that they would do this type of thing. Guys, make sure you're subscribed to me here on Melanie Off Script. I'm going to be bringing you more information that I find on things like this and many other topics. If you come from my main channel, then you know that this is kind of my new channel that I started. So I just don't want you guys to get confused. But this is the channel I will be updating you on anything regarding these types of things with the election, any type of election interference, election fraud, all of those things. I may even do another going over the voter GA. I don't know if you guys remember that, the independent audit on the 2020 election in Georgia. When I tell you that thing is a shite show, it was a absolute disgrace what happened down there. And again, I'm independent, so I never even paid attention to it. I had no dog in this fight. But when I went through that 80-page report that was very detailed from an independent auditing group that has been around since the 90s, and the information I found out, it will just leave your jaw on the floor. So let me know if you guys want me to go over that document again. It's 80 pages. I'll probably do it in a live stream so you guys can get all that, or I may go ahead and set up my locals so that I can do that and you guys can be aware of it. But let me know below. But with that, I will see you later today.